Hi everyone, welcome to your yoga practice today. Today we are going to start off on our backs. So come on down and bring yourself to your mat on your back. We're going to just keep the knees pointed to the sky, feet on the mat, dropping into our breath here. So if you want to place the hand on the low belly and the chest here and just take a minute to arrive. Whether you're practicing this in the morning to set up your day, or through the day to let go of stress and give yourself a break, or in the evening setting yourself up for a nice relaxing deep sleep. Just allow yourself to drop into the moment, letting go of whatever was happening before and whatever is to come. Just being here. Tapping into the breath as the mind relaxes. It might take a few moments for the mind to calm down. Some days it takes longer than a few moments. That's okay. We can witness that without judging it good or bad. It just is. Accepting it. Really finding that inhale and exhale. And just allowing the breath to flow naturally through the body. Maybe this is your first opportunity today to check in with yourself. Just check in and see, how am I doing? How am I feeling? Again, detaching from any judgment. And when that feels complete for you, we're going to go ahead and extend our right leg up to the sky and take our hands behind our thigh. If this isn't available to you, you can use a strap or even like a kitchen towel to hold onto. And if you have a bent knee, that's okay too. You don't have to be super straight. But we are going to start with flexing the foot and then pointing toes to the sky, flexing that foot. Just gently. We're not really, we're kind of pressing into the ceiling, but we're not really doing it with a lot of force. And then we're just going to do some ankle rolls here. So a few ankle rolls one way, and then switch directions. Awesome. Then we're going to do a little bit of an active hamstring stretch, just bending at the knee. Nice and controlled. And straightening again. We're going to do 5 of these. Check in with the breath. Are we holding the breath at all, or is it still flowing freely through? Awesome. And go ahead and drop that leg. And we're going to extend up to the sky. Left leg. Starting again with pointing the toes and pressing into the heel. Pointing the toes, pressing into the heel. Again, point and flex. This is a really good activity to do just first thing in the morning when you wake up in bed. Just this whole series of movements, little mobility, just in your bed. It probably takes 2 minutes to work through the whole thing. And it can make a big difference in your day. All right, other direction for the ankle. And we'll start with bending the knee. Extending the knee. Yes. Finding that breath. Checking in with the face. Is it holding any tension? The shoulders creeping up to the ears. All right, bringing both legs down to the ground. And from here, we're just gonna turn over to their side. We're gonna bring the top knee over and in front. You got it. Bringing that left hand to the right leg, and then we're gonna bring our arm forward, keeping the head on the ground, and then open up. Just as far as feels comfortable. You don't have to bring your hand to the ground. Bringing our, reaching forward, extending that arm forward, and then inhale, open up. Nice and controlled. So you're gonna have activation in the elbow, a little engagement in the core. We're just opening it up. Beautiful. We're gonna take it on the other side. So shifting the hips, right? Bringing that top knee up and over. And then we're gonna extend. You guys get a nice view of my backside here. Awesome. And you can leave that head on the ground. Open up just like you're opening a page to a book. And then you're closing that book. And then you're opening it. Nice and gentle, nice and flowy. And one more time, opening it up. Awesome. Let's come out of that pose, bring those knees up. Shift those hips, knees to the chest, giving yourself a little hug, little love for the day. Awesome. Rock yourself up or just come up to a seated position. And we're gonna go ahead and do some neck rolls. So finding stability in your body as you're moving through the neck, we're gonna take our neck, chin down to the chest, and then move the chin around to the shoulder. Again, bringing the chin up to the sky. Now that the head's dropping back behind us, take about a 50% tension in the neck, tension in the muscles. So engage the neck muscles just a little bit. Turning sideways again, dropping in the chin, bringing that chin right to the chest, and back up. Now we're going to reverse it. Dropping chin to the chest, bringing chin to the shoulder, up so that you're looking in that direction, and then chin again. This is where take about 50% tension in the neck muscles. Feeling into, you might feel some areas where you feel really catchy, meaning you feel a little bit like you could use a nice good stretch in one area, one movement. Awesome. And bring yourself back up. Here, let's sweep our hands behind us, extend that heart to the sky. Take the biggest breath you've taken all day. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Let it go. Awesome. Plant your right hand, that is my right hand down. We're gonna lift left fingertips to the sky. And we're just gonna stretch here. We're gonna reach the fingertips to the sky. We're not gonna necessarily crunch over, just reaching, getting a nice long stretch from the hip all the way to the fingertips. And then from here, we're gonna bring ourselves up to center with a breath. Planting those that left hand down to the ground. We're gonna extend those fingertips up to the sky. Reaching, reaching, reaching. take a few breaths here. Find what feels good in this posture for you. So if you check in with your body, where does that breath need to go? And bringing it back up. Awesome. From here, we're going to turn over onto our hands and knees. And we're going to come into a down dog just to walk ourselves up to a standing posture. Beautiful. Coming into a mountain pose here. We're going to find our mountain. So finding the four corners of our feet. Feet are hips distance apart, whatever that is comfortably for you. Plug in, lift and spread those toes and lay them back down. Tuck the belly in just slightly. Turn on those thighs, almost as if the thighs were internally rotating the muscles towards this inner seam of your pants. And we're going to rotate those shoulders onto the back. Bring the hands to prayer pose at the heart, to namaste, and we're just going to find our breath in our mountain. When we're doing mountain properly, there's so much engagement going on that it's not just a pose where we're just standing there, sinking into our bones and joints. We are engaged, we are active, we are got subtle energy running through the body. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, send the hips back. Beautiful. Hinge at the hips. We're going to bring our hands down, nice bend in those knees. On the next inhale, halfway lift. We're going to slide the hands all the way to where you're most comfortable. And then we're going to bring the shoulders and the elbows back. Kind of like we have wings here. So make sure we still have the tuck in the tummy, neutral back, and we're gonna bring those elbows back. Neutral in the neck as well. And on an exhale, coming back down. Finding that forward fold, we're gonna plant our hands down onto the mat, step the right foot back to a lunge. Find that positioning. Step the left foot back to a plank. Awesome. And bring those knees down to the ground, finding our tabletop position. Stacking the joints in the rear and in the front. Corkscrew those hands into the ground, really pressing away from the mat, finding that neutral spine, hugging the belly in. We're going to inhale. Send the heart forward, coming into our cat-cow. Press away from the mat. Extending. Yes, send that back of the heart to the sky. Inhale, heart forward. Really shining bright into the fingers here. And make sure that we're not, if you've got some hyperextension in the elbows, keep a real slight bend there. Yes. Moving once more with your inhale and your exhale. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring the left leg forward. So you're going to extend that left leg back. And then hug it in the knee into the chest, bringing it all the way through to a lunge. Or getting to a lunge in whatever way works for you. It's fine, right? So finding that knee on the back down on the mat back here, you can bring the toes curled under, and we're gonna find our positioning here. Bringing hands to the knee, finding a solid base here in our lower half. Once we do that, we can extend our arms up overhead. Hugging all of that energy together. You should always be able to see your big toe, maybe even the second toe past the knee. So making sure that we have that alignment. If your arms only come to here, that's okay too. They don't need to come up overhead. And then with grace and control, bringing it back down. Plant the hands on either side of the foot. Awesome. We're gonna curl on those back toes and send it back to a plank. Tuck in that belly, press away from the mat. Engage those shoulders on the back, and we're gonna be here for a little plank hold. And if you want to, you can do a little rock. This is a good way to start to prep for chaturanga when we're just learning. So just a little tiny rock here, hugging that belly in. Beautiful. Send it back to downward facing dog. Press away from the mat, walk it out a little bit. I'm gonna extend right leg to the sky. Hug that knee into the chest, rock the hips up towards the sky and pull it through. Lunge on the other side, dropping that back knee. From here, we're gonna find our base again, bringing the hands to the knee. And once we feel we've got that base, we've got our footing, our mountain feet down, we can inhale, bring it up, crescent lunge. Again, pressing down into that front foot, pressing into the back toes, hugging all that energy together in the center. We've got our core nice and engaged here. And bringing it back down with grace and control, planting the hands on either side of the foot. Pop that left knee up and send it back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, knee to the chest, rock the hips forward, bring it up to a lunge again, and then bring that left foot up to meet the right, folding over those hips. Sorry, those legs. Hips up, legs folding over. Keep a nice bend in those knees here in this forward fold and just let yourself relax. You can try to play with straightening them and see how that feels. Then we're gonna inhale for another halfway lift. Slide those hands all the way up to the thighs and bring those elbows up to the sky as well. Again, keeping that core nice and engaged. Making sure those shoulders are staying out of the ears and we're not dropping in the neck. Beautiful. Folding back down to a forward fold here. We're going to press into the feet. Inhale and lift ourselves up all the way up. And letting it go, coming back to our mountain pose. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, send the hips back. You got it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Send one leg back, the other leg back. Again, coming into a plank. Press into those back heels. Turn that core on. Press the mat away from you. We're going to drop the knees here. And then on this angle, we're going to hug the elbows into the sides and we're just going to lower ourselves down to the mat. All right, so finding that positioning, we're going to come into just a little baby cobra. So pressing into the tops of the feet, engaging the thighs, engaging the bum, hands to the mat. We're not pressing into the mat to lift. We're engaging the back to lift. But the hands are here for support. So on an inhale, we're going to inhale, baby cobra up. Gaze off into the distance. And exhale, coming down. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Pull those shoulder blades together on the back. Shoulders out of the ears and exhale down. Beautiful. Pop it up to your plank. Let's bring one knee in and the other knee in and send it back to a child's pose. So wide-legged child's pose if that works for you, or just a regular traditional child's pose. It's really letting everything fall over your legs, your strong, stable, secure legs. Finding the breath here, feeling the belly pressing into the thighs. Really letting go. Feeling the tailbone start to drop a little bit more towards the feet. Energetically, not necessarily physically. We're going to bring our hands down beside us. Press ourselves up. You can stay in child's pose if you want. Stay there and breathe a little bit more. And then from here, we're just going to come into a seated position. So after that activity, now we're coming into receptivity, where we can be a little more still perhaps than we were before our practice. The physical practice of yoga, the physical practice of the asana that we do, is meant to quiet the mind. Sometimes it takes getting out the energy through activity to allow us to be still with our mind, where we can be receptive. And it even says in the second Yoga Sutra, if you can find a still mind without the practice of yoga, then you don't need it. You don't need the physical asana if you already have the mind serenity that you need. Bringing the hands to heart center here. Let's drop the chin to the chest. In reverence and gratitude to what the practice of yoga brings to our life. The depth of the practice, the depth of the philosophies. And from here, we say Namaste. Namaste, everyone.